Hey everyone, it's Ben Hardy here, and in today's going to be reviewing a Jeep Grand Cherokee Summit 4xe, and I'm going to explain why this is the best new luxury SUV slash car in today's market. Before getting into this video though, a huge shout out and thank you to the Larry Miller Dodge Ram Jeep Chrysler here in Bountiful, Utah for giving me some time with this 4xe. This one is available for sale for the time being, so if you're interested, I'll include a link to their website in the description down below so you can check out the rest of their inventory. If you have any questions whatsoever, just ask to work with Chris and Connell. They'll be more than happy to help you out. And then on a side note, if you want to save time, money the next time you purchase a car, link to my car buying guide in the description down below. Let's get into it. So first off, a luxury vehicle needs to have solid power and performance, and well, the 4xe definitely does. It has 375 horsepower and then 470 pound-feet of torque. Now that happens through a turbocharged 2-liter 4-cylinder paired to an 8-speed automatic transmission and a hybrid system. And something that's also cool is this gets great fuel economy. The MPGe rating is 56. If you don't have any of the hybrid assist going on, then you can still average 23 miles per gallon, and then you have 26 miles of driving range full electric because it's a plug-in hybrid. Now to really hit this point home, you guys can see that yes, this is in fact a plug-in hybrid. We have our charge port right here. Now this does not have DC fast charging, but the battery is like 17.9 kilowatt hours. I believe I might be off by a little bit. Let me know in the comment section below if I'm off. But anyways, point being, you could hypothetically drive using only electric power and then charge it overnight and then drive again using only electric power if you have a relatively short commute. And I definitely think that that lends to a luxury experience, because that means that you don't have to deal with all of the peons at the gas station quite as often as what you would normally have to do if you didn't have a plug-in hybrid like this. And then something else to mention is with the driving experience that this provides. Actually, you know what? We'll save that for the driving portion of the video. Haha, now you gotta watch a little bit longer. Anyways, you guys can see here, this is luxury, right? Simplistic design. This is what Range Rover's also going for with a lot of their modern cars, is just kind of cleaning up the design, and that's what Jeep's done with this new Grand Cherokee. And you guys can see we've got the brushed finish on a lot of the material throughout on the exterior. So again, it just gives it a more luxurious appearance compared to a regular Grand Cherokee. I mean, here's a Trailhawk, for example. There is what looks like to be an altitude package, right? Those are both altitudes, it looks like. So, you know, you can see that this definitely, you know, it's still a Grand Cherokee, but has more of a luxury appearance. And then if we go to the wheels, again, that also goes with the whole setup, right? You've got these cool luxury looking wheels. We also have air suspension, which not only raises and lowers the car to make it so it's easier to get in, or makes it so you have a little bit more clearance, but it also makes so the ride is a lot better. Body painted fender flares, that's also a luxury car thing. You always got to have body painted fender flares so that everything, you know, is uniform and matches. And if we take a few steps back, look at the side profile of this. Again, with the wheels and everything, it's a beautiful looking vehicle. And then of course, you know, this might not necessarily be considered a luxury feature in today's world, but you know, we have a power tailgate, right? You know, that used to be a luxury feature back in the day. Tons of storage space. This is important in luxury cars because you need enough storage space to haul whatever you want to haul. You can't consider it a luxury car if it can't store all of your things. So that's another big benefit, and we'll actually just close that up. And then I just want to show you guys the rear here of the Summit, because again, I do think this is a really good looking vehicle, all things considered. I mean, look at it. It's beautiful. And then popping inside, this is where it's the most important when it comes to luxury, because you know, you got to feel like you're in a luxurious experience. So first off, we have what a lot of journalists will call peasant blockers here in the back, the sunshades. And then look at this interior. Again, you guys got to remember, this is a Jeep, and we just have top-notch material use. Design is just absolutely beautiful. Automatic windows, right? That's another thing. And then this has the Macintosh sound system, which again, that's another thing with luxury cars. You got to have a solid sound system. This sound system is amazing. And then here are these seats. Look at the piping, and you can see the design here on the sides as well. And popping in, oh, and another fun thing is I can do this and recline. And now reclining rear seats, another luxury thing. Also, I have my own climate zone here in the back. I've got a heated seat as well. I've got vents, USBs, all that. Cup holder armrest. Again, what more could you ask for? And look, another vent there. So lots of ventilation in the back. So the rear passengers are going to be super comfortable. Now the front door panel is identical to the rear, so we're not really going to pay too much attention to that. But again, all the windows are automatic. blind spot monitoring for the mirrors. We've got power folding mirrors, memory seats, massaging seats as well. And then look at these front seats. And let me tell you, this is like, look at how squishy. Super comfortable. And popping in, because it's a plug-in hybrid, no engine when you first start it up. It's just quiet, right? And then here is a quick look at the steering wheel if the camera will focus on it. Look at that leather and stitching on the airbag cover. Look at the wood trim. So the steering wheel feels really high quality. Paddle shifters, they're not plasticky pieces of junk like what you'll see in a lot of other automakers. So that's another nice thing. And then we do have adaptive cruise control with steering assist. And the thing that's nice about Jeep's adaptive cruise control and steering assist, you just have to have your hand on the steering wheel lightly and it'll do everything for you. You don't have to like grab on it. So again, that lends to a luxury experience. And on top of that, we have nice features like this, the camera mirror, panoramic sunroof here at the top. We have heated and ventilated seats. We've got the dual zone here for the front. Here's the adjustment for that air suspension. We got a bunch of different drive modes. And I think another thing with luxury is being able to go places. And that's what the Grand Cherokee provides, because we have a true four-wheel drive system. So we have four-wheel low, we have a two-speed transfer case, right? Hill descent control. We have a freaking rock crawl mode in a luxury SUV. And so yeah, this can definitely take you places that, you know, an Audi A4, for example, would not be able to take you. And this tab that I can never figure out, look at that, million USBs. That's modern luxury. Your passenger even has their own screen. Again, where do you see that? Yeah, that's right, you see it in luxury cars. Now, the only thing I guess this is missing technically is it doesn't have a refrigerator center console, but maybe Jeep will add that in the future. But anyways, let's take this out for a short drive and we'll kind of sum things up. I almost forgot, we had to go over the price and why I think that this also kind of adds to how this is such a good luxury vehicle. Total MSRP is $76,990, which I understand that's, you know, a lot of money. That's about $25,000 more than the average brand new car. But for everything that you're getting, off-road capability, and by the way, you could literally, you just got to throw some all-terrain tires on those bad boys and you are good to go. Off-road capability, super smooth ride, everything that I just said. Again, let's take it out and drive it and I'll kind of like sum things up. But seriously, compared to a lot of other vehicles, it's not bad. Okay, so we are starting off this video in the parking lot, and actually I need to adjust the seat first so you guys can see a little bit better. There we go, now you guys can actually see. So we are starting this video off in the parking lot, and the reason we're starting this off in the parking lot is, first off, we gotta turn on some nice features. Our air-conditioned seat, our massaging seat as well. So during this whole driving review, I'm gonna be getting my butt cooled and massaged as well. If that's not luxury, I don't know what is, to be honest. But also here in the parking lot, completely silent, because again, this is the 4xe, so you can drive with just electric power. You don't have to use the engine at all. And kind of like I mentioned earlier, that air suspension is really solid, because what it does is it makes it so the ride quality is just so buttery smooth. And I just drove the you know, base model 4xe before this, and I can tell you there is definitely a difference between an air suspension vehicle and a non-air suspension vehicle. Like the air suspension vehicle is just a lot smoother when you go over bumps and everything. It just soaks up everything a lot better, and it's just a nice experience. And then, like I said earlier as well, seat comfort is just fantastic. There's a lot of luxury cars that are kind of going towards more like the sports side, and so they don't give you comfortable seats anymore. They're like carbon buckets and all that kind of stuff, whereas this just has nice, good old-fashioned, comfortable, perforated leather seats. I mean, you can't ask for much more than that when it comes to luxury. And then other stuff is, it's really easy to drive. I think that's another thing that's important for a luxury car. It's just like, it's the perfect size where, again, you have a lot of storage space and space for people, but it's not so big that it's like cumbersome to drive. Like, it's still easy to fit into parking spaces, it's easy to fit in the lane, it's easy to lane change, all that kind of stuff. Like, everything is simple. And again, I'm in full, I literally have not used any gas. So that means that, again, saving money, I guess that, I feel like saving money on gas, I feel like that's a luxury in today's world, right? And it's just, it's quiet. Like, you hear a little bit of tire noise, marginal amount of wind noise. Like, it's so minimal, you really have to, like, I can barely hear it over the air conditioning, basically. So like I'm hearing the air conditioning more than I'm hearing any of the noise that's happening outside of the vehicle. Yeah, it's crazy. You go over bumps and it just soaks it up so well. And really, unless you're spending, you know, well over 6 figures, you're not really going to get a ride that's better than this. Maybe the new Genesis G90, but that's still over 6 figures, so I just made my point. Again, you're not really going to get anything that soaks up bumps any better than what this does, and just gives you, again, like just on regular pavement, just gives you such a smooth ride. But again, like I said, part of luxury is performance, so we'll pop it into sport. And now that it is in sport mode here, punch it. Boom! Like it gets up and moves. It does take the system a little bit of time sometimes to like fully, you know, kind of throw everything together, where it's like, okay, we got to, you know, turn the engine on, and then we got to downshift and all that. But if you're in sport mode and you punch it, it's pretty dang responsive, all things considered, and it's a quick vehicle. So to sum things up, I think that the Grand Cherokee, for the money, is, you know, one of the best, if not the best, luxury vehicles on the market right now. Yes, it doesn't have a Mercedes or an Audi or a BMW badge, but if you stop being a badge snob and you just look at the vehicle for what it is, it looks really good. I think it's a very handsome looking vehicle. The interior is fantastic, really nice materials. I mean, look at this, like leather all over the dash with stitching, and just like all your touch points, again, feel very high quality. And you're getting all of this at the price of like base model cars in a lot of actual luxury brands. Like if I were to go to Mercedes, for example, and I wanted to buy an SUV of this size, what, I'm gonna be able to get like a base model GLE, right? Whereas this is fully loaded for a Grand Cherokee, fully loaded performance for what we have right now, and fully loaded luxury. So yeah, it's a luxury bargain. And you know, if you just want the features and you decide to not be a badge snob, then I think you'll find yourself in a Grand Cherokee. That's gonna sum things up with our video talking about this Jeep Grand Cherokee Summit 4xe. And with that being said, again, a huge shout out and thank you to the Larry Miller Dodge Ram Jeep Crest here in Bountiful, Utah for giving me some time with the Grand Cherokee. Check out the M-Tron in the description down below. Ask to work with Chris and Connor if you have any questions or need any help. I'll see you.